Now.
Yes.
Okay.
KO.
According to everything I'm looking at, we're back.
Yeah. Big 3-0.
Yes. Welcome back to
Hashtag
Just
Saying.
Saying. My goodness.
That's us.
This is us. Okay. Tara and
Sure.
yes. I was looking at you hope so. I was looking at some of the older exploration videos that we did, which are mostly all available on our main YouTube channel.
Yep.
Yes. And
Wink.
we used to do this introduction thing where I go, hey, it's Tara, and you'd go, and Sean. And then I had this weird nervous thing where after you said your name, I immediately said your name. You'd go, Sean, and I'd go, Sean. Like, what's that all about? Anyway, we are currently live on YouTube.
Yay.
Yes. And for the YouTube folks, you can listen to the entire show because you guys only get about 30, 40 minutes worth. We do a little bit extra because we're extra as fuck. And you can catch the entire show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor.
You're not going to spot us. And drop your anchor and listen.
And probably a bunch of other places that we aren't even aware of yet. So there's that. For the audio folks, you can watch the first half on YouTube. Also, we have exploration videos, and we have a secondary channel called Hashtag Explore with just those videos, and they have it's like remixes. There's some extra footage because we're
like a 90s single.
Because we're extra. The Ka-single! The Hashtag Explore channel is the Ka-single of our...
Oh, there are CD ones, too.
Of our repertoire. Repertoire, which is a word you don't get to use very often.
Twa.
Twa. It sounds like a dirty word.
You're thinking of twat.
Oh! I'd like to think I wasn't thinking of twat. But you said it, not me. Okay. There's so much happening. Let's dive in, shall we? Dive into the shallow end?
Splish Splash.
Splish Splash is one of the only songs about a guy who was innocently taking a bath and he was surprised by a house party. Like, that wouldn't have happened if he just locked his door. That's the moral of that story, is lock your door when you're taking a bath.
I expect that on a Saturday night.
That's it's a party night. We're all here. That always confused me. Like if you see like on cartoons or whatever, you see like Bugs Bunny gets wet and he's like, I'm not taking a bath. It's not Saturday night. It's like, what was so special about Saturday night? People are like, that's my bath night.
And you're only doing it once a week? Ew.
You dirty as hell. Go clean yourself.
Probably in that bathtub for about 2 hours.
Right.
You better be clean after that.
Okay, so I have a list. Sometimes I get overwhelmed by all the crap that I have to tell everybody. So I wrote a list. It's in no order at all. But we're going to start with the first thing because that's where you start. So I'm going to be starting a new job soon.
Yay.
And I totally have something about that in a few minutes. But right now, so I've been trying to get all of my errands and all this stuff done before I start work, because I'm not going to have any time to do it, right? Because you'd be working. So I said I'm going to get up early-ish, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to get my oil changed because I've been putting that off. So I went to get my oil changed today, and no, I didn't get the headlight changed, Joe. I'm sorry. I can hear him now. What? Why?
He'll want to know Monday.
Yeah. Well, if he hears this before Monday, he'll know already. So, and it's not as if I don't want to do it. It's actually not even, not my, oh man. Quick aside, my sister was visiting, And every time I do the actually and then follow it up with the actually. And my niece does it too. So we were doing it and she's like, what are you guys doing? Like, you really need to listen to the show. And she found it because she's on, she has a Samsung Galaxy. So she found it on her mobile. And I think she binge listened to us all her way home. Nice. And she's like, she started with the 200th episode, which was the episode we filmed in the Oliver house.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good place to start.
That is a really good place to start. She wanted to start at the beginning. And I was like, the beginning, I said, after 200, we really figured out what we were doing. She's like, what? I said, I know. It took 200 before we were like,
You start from one. I think you probably picture just a few different levels of us.
Yeah.
With the way we did the show.
Yeah. It's changed. You changed. So, I was at the dealership today. Because I've been putting that off. And so the guy's like, do you want to wait, in our waiting room, whatever? I was like, I'll go outside. Thank you. So I went outside to wait. And I had my little mask on. And they have a little bench outside. So I was going to...
You love a good bench.
Oh, I love a good bench. I do. Haunted cemetery? I'll sit in a haunted cemetery all effing night if you can give me a good bench. There were 2 in that cemetery. So, anyway, there was a bench. But there was a guy, like, spread eagle on the bench. Like, hey, here I am. So I couldn't really...
All of me?
Yeah. So I couldn't really sit on the bench.
Just sit on him.
Because he was being selfish. I know. But, I mean, there was like a little bit of room. But in today's climate, I don't want to be knee to knee with somebody. Be like, you sit down and just look at them. I think we should touch knees.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, let's touch knees. I think it would be nice. So, I opted. I was standing still. So I'm just texting people, trying to kill time. So eventually he got up, and I took the bench. Yes, I did. So I'm sitting on the bench. And I'm waiting. This, by the way, this oil change took about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, that sucks. Because it's supposed to take about 20 to 30 minutes.
I mean, it's my fault because it's like I should have made an appointment, and I had other shit, docked for today, and So I was like, fine, I'm going to have to, hurry up and try to get all this crap done. I got it all done.
Yay.
Which is so super, I know. So, anyway, so I'm sitting there, and my parents, and I don't want you to feel upset, but there will be parent stories later in the show, because I've been at my parents' house. My sister's been visiting, so I've been at my parents' house a lot. Oh, I got stories. That's coming up in the second half. I'm going to save that little nugget for you guys. So...
I'm looking forward to those.
Oh!
I love the stories of your parents.
Yeah, it's bad. So... for some reason, my parents have Xfinity, and for some reason, unbeknownst to me, Xfinity has my cell as the contact info for their account.
Weird.
Yes. So whenever anything is happening with their account, I get a text. I don't want to be the contact. I really don't want to be the contact.
Who put you in that one?
You know what? F if I know. I'm trying to curb my language a little bit. I know, a minute amount. I don't know. I wish I knew, and I wish I knew how to change it. So, they have the cable service, and they also have phone service through Comcast, which is kind of shitty. Like when their phone rings, a caller ID thing comes up on their screen. It's like, call from so-and-so. Like, that would annoy me if I'm watching TV. Like, boom, telemarketer. Excuse me, but my mom likes it because she's like, well, I know if it's not worth getting up for already. I know it's not worth getting up for. So I was like, oh, you got me there. So, for some reason, my nephew, my nephew lives with them, and he is like a big online gamer, and he got them to somehow upgrade the internet, make it like faster. So they got a new modem. It looks like a round pillar. It's very weird. So ever since I got the new modem, their phone hasn't been working. I know. And I was a little bit mad about this because they're older. I'm not trying to say elderly, but I will say older. And so I don't think that two older people should be without a phone.
Right.
So I spent a little bit of time and a little bit of Google, and I figured out a workaround. So I got their phone working.
Right.
But my mom is pissed
Ooh.
because I know. My mom is pissed because it's not. Basically, what I had to. I'll tell you guys, just in case you go through this. They got the new modem. It kind of looks like a little pillar. And I had to take the phone off the wall. It was mounted on the wall in the kitchen. The old school kitchen phone.
Remember those?
Yes! I have one! Jade, like, we have to have a phone. I'm like, we don't have to. No, we do. So, I had to take the phone off the wall in the kitchen and plug it directly into the modem. So now the phone is in the living room. My mom's not happy about that because now the phone is in the room that she's in, and now it rings, and it's like, boom, right in her face. So she's like, I don't like this at all. So I said, well, this is what you're going to have to do until we figure out why it's not working anymore, right? So So, and by the way, my dad, who is completely oblivious to everything in the world, I think it took 2 days before he realized it was in the living room. And meanwhile, like, he looks at the TV, and the phone is, like, over here. And he just figured it out the other day. He's like, oh, the phone is up there? Like, yeah, man, you didn't know? Nah. So, my nephew, my mom was pissed, so she called my nephew, and she's like, fix it! So he called Xfinity. And they're like, we're going to send a tech on Friday.
Oh, wait.
Yeah?
Between 8 and 12 or 12 and 4?
8 and 10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, they're narrowing it down a little bit.
Dude, I don't want to get ahead of my own story.
You used to give a 4 to 6 hour window.
Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of my own story, but this does not go well. All right? Pins and needles, folks. Pins and needles. So, I'm sitting there. Now, I'm on their account. My nephew made an appointment. I got a text. We confirm your appointment for Friday. 10-2, between 8 and 10 in the morning. I'm like, why the fuck am I... So, I happened to have been at my parents' house. So, I looked at my mom, and I was like, between 8 and 10, you better be home. And she goes, why? And I said, Xfinity Tech is coming. She hit the roof. She's like, you know you have to pay for that? You gotta pay for it, you know. I said, I don't have any... I have Roku. I have no other service. I was like, if it's a problem with their equipment or their line, I think they should not charge you. And she goes, well, you gotta pay to have a tech come out. So now she texted my nephew. And he's like, I'll pay for it. Calm down. So she's like, he says he's gonna pay for it. So, I get a text this morning. Don't forget, between 8 and 10, don't forget. I'm like, okay, Comcast. Still calling them Comcast. It's Xfinity. Sorry, my bad.
Xfinity Comcast.
Dickheads is what we should call them. So, now I'm on the bench getting my oil changed.
Bench.
I get a text at 9:30. Your tech will be there soon. I text my mom. I just got a text. Your tech will be there soon. Less than 10 minutes later, I get a text. Your tech is here. He will be with you in a moment. So I text her. It says the tech is here. He'll be with you in a moment. She goes, lies. She goes, I am sitting by the window. There's no car in the driveway. I said, "Are you saying Xfinity lied to me?" She goes, "Somebody's lying to you." So I'm like, okay, let's give it a couple minutes because maybe he's down the street and he's just doing the update. So she's like, okay. 10 o'clock comes. No tech.
Wow.
Yes. My mom is now angrily texting me. Where the... And I have to... I'm sorry. I know I gave my own thing like I wasn't going to swear. But this is her language
God
now.
damn it, George, swear.
She goes, where the fuck is he? I went, Mom, I'm not there. I don't know. I
don't know, Margot.
Yes. I got an automated text that says he was there. He's not. Unless he has an invisible van, he's not here.
Married a Wonder Woman.
I know. So I'm like, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. So then she's like, well, can you call them?
Borrow Wonder Woman's invisible plane.
Call them how? I said, what would you like? First of all, what would you like me to call them? Secondly, how am I going to call them? And she's like, well, because she thinks that because they're texting me, which is coming from it's like 267. Like there's no actual phone number. It's just like a thing. So I was like, I don't know if it's going to work if I hit dial, if it's going to connect me to Xfinity customer service, or if it's just like their texting number. So she's like, well, can't you do something? I'm like, oh, fuck. So I said, okay, well, I'll try to text the number and see what happens. So I text. Like, the tech didn't show up yet. Now it's, by the way, now it's like 10:15. Well, like, at least 10:15. So then I get an automated thing that's like, do you need help?
There's your sign.
So I wrote in all caps, yes.
With 6 S's.
Yes. Yes. So I get a thing back that's like, you have to hit the number. This is so fucked. It's like you have to hit the... I know, I'm swearing because Xfinity makes me. This is why I don't have services. So it's like, hit the number that corresponds with what you want. Do you have a billing issue? Do you have a issue with this? Would you like to talk about your programming?
I have an issue with you.
I have an issue with all your bullshit. So I wrote back and I'm like, none of the above.
D.
So they send me a thing and they're like, do you need more options? Okay, yes, I need more options. All the options you can give me, I want them.
And all the fries.
Yes, so they give me more options. And they're like, would you like to speak to someone? Press Z. So I'm like, I'm doing all this stuff.
I hate that it takes so long for me that option to talk to somebody that has a heartbeat.
Xfinity has no heart. I'm telling you right now. I was like, are you shitting me? And so I was like, okay. So I'm like, I basically type in like, tech, said he was there, didn't show up. So they're like, we're connecting you with someone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like...
But while you're waiting, let's offer you this.
Oh, dude. Dude.
I hate that.
That's coming. Just wait. So, I'm still... And I'm waiting for my car, by the way. So I'm like, when my car's here, I have to bolt because I have other shit to do. And I'm like, I would really very much like to get this resolved. And I still have my mom texting me. Any update? Any word? What's going on? Should I still wait? Can I go do something? What should I do?
Can I go to the bathroom?
I'm like, well...
'Cause that's when they're going to show up.
Yes.
When you close the door and sit down.
So...
Ding dong. Damn it.
Ding dong damn it is very good. That's a title right there. Ding dong damn it. So I'm like, oh my god. So I get this guy, let's call him John. Okay? Not his name. He's like, my name is John. Can I help you? I'm like, hey John, this is what has occurred. I got a text saying that the tech was there. He's not there. Where is he? You said between 8 and 10. It's 10:30 now. Where is he? He wrote me back, and he's like, I will check. First of all, he had the worst sentence structure I've ever seen.
You talk like Yoda?
Yes! Like shit was backwards. I'm serious.
Oh my god.
Yes. It's like, I will check on the happenings. I'm like, what fucking happenings? There's nothing happening, John, whatever the fuck your name is, because I changed it. So I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to be patient because I know, right? I've been the person who has to.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, yeah. Patience you need. So I'm like, okay. I know. So I'm like, okay. Let me try to stay calm.
Try.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pissed because I'm waiting so long for my car anyway. So I'm like, ugh. So John comes back to me and he's like, "Oh yeah, the tech was there, blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Whoa, John, he was not there. I know this because somebody's here. Somebody's at the house. Told me the tech hasn't showed up. What's going on?" I was like,
my mom's at the window looking out for
seriously, she has nothing else to do. She's right at the window, waiting.
Like a dog for his owner.
Yes. So, I have an exchange with him that is, I'm surprised I have hair left. It's probably all completely turned white now because he was pissing me off.
Show him.
I know. No. I mean, he's just like...
Well, yes.
He's just like, you should just be patient. He'll show up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but I got a text saying he was here. How are you going to give me a text saying he's here and he's not there? I was like, I don't know what's going on with your text, buddy, but he said he was there and he's not there. So what's going on? And he's like, well, we appreciate your patience. He's completely avoiding everything. He's like, well, we appreciate your patience at this time. What patience? I'm not being very patient.
Neither is my mother.
I want to know if this guy's showing up. So he's like, so I said, okay, is he goes, be patient. If he's not there by 11, call us back, whatever. And I'm like, why should I have to do that? You said between 8 and 10. That was your window, not mine. And now you're telling me to hold on until 11. And, that was the thing he said that pissed me off. He goes, if he's not there by 11, we can schedule it as an emergency or priority. I'm like, hold the fuck on, buddy. First of all, if I'm having you come out, and I'm not because this had nothing to do with me, but I have to lie. I'm like, if I'm having you come out, dude, there's a problem. You need to fix it. That's it. It's a priority to me. They're paying you. I know what they're paying in their Comcast bill. Fucking Xfinity bill. And frankly, if I had my way, they'd get rid of your service altogether, buddy. So why don't you come and fix the fucking problem and treat it like a priority, like you should treat every customer issue?
Yeah.
Oh. He goes, well, I'm sure the tech will be there soon. So I'm like, he better be.
How sure are you? Are you texting him too?
Well, okay.
Did he send you a text saying he's there?
So now, there's a little pause in our conversation because now I'm texting my mom. Fucking Xfinity says, the guy will be there soon, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, well, they said, but then I'm like, I know they said between 8 and 10. This guy says soon. He said just be patient and the guy will show up. So she's like, well, is he coming at all? Like, he didn't knock on the door. Can you ask them to like knock or whatever? So I go back to John, and now John is asking me, we have other services that you might be interested in, like voicemail service and blah, blah, blah. So I said, because I'm in a foul mood now.
And these things get recorded.
I know. Well, this is a text thing, but I'm sure they could pull it up or whatever. So I said, you know what, John? I think you should perfect the services you have before you try to sell me other things. I was like, I don't know why you're trying to sell me something. This stuff doesn't work. Don't branch off into new things. You haven't perfected this thing. And I'm at my parents' one day a week, and frankly, there are like 4 or 5 channels that they have that go like the digital sucks. Like it flakes out. So you might want to fix the shit that you have before you branch out into other things. So he's like, I appreciate your comments, something like that. And I'm like, do you really? So now he's like, the way that he worded it, he's like, I'm sure that the tech will return to the address, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, return? I was like...
You gotta arrive and leave to return.
That's not quite what I said, but it's very similar. I was like, how can he come back? He never showed up. I was like, what the and I'm getting red now because my blood pressure's up because I'm relaying this to you. I was like, you cannot I was like, he can't come back before he's arrived. I was like, he never showed up in the first place. And I decided to pull this card, and I'm sure my mom would be flabbergasted and angry that I did that. But I was like, listen, I have 2 elderly, and I hate using that word, because my mom would be super, super pissed. I was like, I got 2 elderly parents. I was like, this tech was supposed to come out and fix the phone. I was like, I did a workaround, but they really need it fixed. I would prefer that my elderly parents not be without a phone, even though my mom has a cell phone. They don't need to know that. So I was like, why don't you, like, get somebody there to fix it, buddy? So he goes, well, I'm sure that he'll show up, and, you know, it's fine. And I was like, okay, but you didn't really answer what I had said. You said return to the address, and he never showed up to begin with. I was like, what the hell's going on? And basically I got like, well, we don't really have a lot of, I can't communicate with the tech, is what he gave me. So I'm like, what? Okay, so these guys are out on the road and they're doing stuff. You have no idea what they're doing. You can't communicate with them. They can only, like, check in and check out of places, probably through some kind of weird app. I was like, so you have, one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing. I was like, how can you run a business this way? Exactly.
That's what one hand's doing.
So as I'm giving him the what for, I get a text from my mom. Oh, he's here now. So I text the guy. I'm like, listen, the tech just showed up.
He returned.
Like, yes. He has risen. He has returned.
From beyond.
Yes, he has showed up. So I was like, okay, he's here now. So I would like to end this conversation with you because I can't handle anymore. So then he's like, is there anything else I can help you with? Frankly, it didn't really help me at all. But no, there's nothing else you can help me with. So I ended it with him. About 10 minutes later, I get a text from my mom, and she's like, this is what my mom said. And it's all in caps, by the way, because my mom knows about caps. She goes, this is a clusterfuck. I said, in what way? She goes, I couldn't explain what the problem was to him. She had to call my nephew, who, by the way, was still working on my car, and ask him to get on the phone with the tech to explain what the problem was. So then I text her back, and the only thing that I said, and I don't know if this was appropriate, but this is the only thing I could think to say, is that why it's taken so long for my car? Because you have to call him, and he's got to text you to get on the phone with him?
Oh, shit. And
she's like, I guess. I was like, that's great. Thanks. That's great. I appreciate that. A few minutes later, my car was done, so. But seriously.
So was the phone calling your mom?
Oh, my God.
You're saying goodbye to her and just closing the hood.
Probably. COVID. Oh my God, my eyes watering. Yeah, I mean, it was just bad, right? Woo! I want to make sure to mention this because this is episode 249, right? Excuse me, jeez. I drank it too quick. Too quick. Ah!
You drank it too quick. That's awesome.
Drank too quack.
That's quacktastic.
Isn't it though? Composed. Okay. I'm good. Okay, so I want to make sure before we say goodbye to YouTube folks, because we're at 249. I think we wanted to do something cool for 300. I've been racking my brain trying to think of what we can do.
300?
Yeah, for the 300th. So if you have any suggestions, you can write us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr.
I tumble for you.
Yeah, and or just comment below here if you have any suggestions for anything. I have a couple of ideas.
I do too. Let's do the show from the parents' house.
Jesus. Then I can hear them in the other room because my dad is deaf as a post. And he's got hearing aids and they don't work. So, hanging out with them is a lot of yelling. Really, like...
We can stay up and do it in that room that, you have the digital recorder going.
Oh, yeah, the spare room.
Yeah.
I don't know,
And then when everyone goes to sleep, we could turn this into a ghost note.
I had a couple of ideas. I don't know how well it will go over. It actually involves buying equipment, which I can probably do because I'm working now.
Not for 2 weeks.
No, I'm working Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get paid by.
Mm-hmm.
That damn buy.
My pay is by.
Yes.
So let me tell you guys this weird thing that's currently happening to me, right? So I start work on Monday, the 5th. 5. And 5.
Hey.
And
High five.
High five club. Now, I texted the guy, I emailed the guy on Wednesday. And I said, are we all set? Is there anything you need from me? Anything I need to bring? Anything. Let me know. Let me know anything. So, I'm ready for anything. Let me know. So, he wrote me back, and he goes, I got some stuff coming for you. It'll be in the next couple of emails, right? So, I'm like, okay. So, he spread it out. He sent me 3 emails. All have between 13 and 18 attachments that I had to go through, read, print, sign, scan, send back to him.
Jesus.
Yes. That was like, I sent it, he sent it to me. Oh, and he finally told me what smart casual means. And it involves jeans. And you can wear like a sweater or like a t-shirt with no print. I can't wear athletic shoes. So anything but athletic shoes, which of course is all I fucking own. So, yeah, that's great.
So contact Adidas and see if they can do some dress shoes.
I'm gonna see what I can get away with.
They look dressy on the outside, but they're like sneakers on the inside.
I got a pair of suedes. And I just ordered jeans because I have like one fucking pair because I never wear them anymore. And so I'm thinking if the jeans are long enough, they might cover the Adidas stripe. And I might be able to get away with it. We'll see what I can get away with. So, I was happy that he finally defined the smart casual thing for me because I had no idea. And if anybody needs to know, let me know and I can tell you. So, I did all that shit. I remembered it. I sent it. He sent it to me. I read it and I was like, oh God, this is going to be fucking... And then I remembered at like 8:30, 9 o'clock last night. So I'm like, shit. So I sat here for like an hour and a half, skimming through things, printing them, signing them, scanning them back in, sending it to him because I wanted him to have it first thing this morning. So I did all that. Perfect. He writes me this morning at 8:17 and says, got everything, perfect, great. And then he says, I'll let you know what's going on for Monday if you'll be in the office or working from home. You showed up. Sean showed up a little after 4, I think. No, I don't know. Somewhere between 4 and 4:30. I still hadn't heard from him. And I sent him an email. I'm like, just circling back to find out what's going on for Monday. If I don't hear from him, I'm going to have to go down there.
Yeah, and then you'll be sitting in your car, be the only one in the lot. You're hearing crickets.
Hearing the crickets on the bayou.
You know, text saying, where are you? I'm outside your building.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean...
you're supposed to be online.
I can only do what they give me the information. So it's like if I don't have the proper information, I'm screwed. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. We froze for a minute. I saw that.
Freeze frame.
I know. Oh, Jake Giles, nice. So I don't know. I just it's lowering my confidence a little bit. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know these are weird times, but we finalized this hiring thing 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Tweaks. So they've had tweaks to figure this out.
It's like a parakeet. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean, next week's show, you might hear me having a rant about that because if I go all the way down there and I didn't have to, I'm gonna be pissed. I will be angry. Angry. Super angry. So, we are gonna say goodbye to you. Be sure and join us next week. Oh, real quick. We finished editing the Burial Hill Part 2. That's going to be up this weekend. I know. It's super good. Super good. It's super good. You guys are going to love it, but it's going to be on the second channel, #Explore. Please be sure and check it out and subscribe while you're over there. We'll send up a...
subscribe and get out this... Subscribe too.
Yes.
Please.
We'll send out some info. So there's that. Please be sure and bring cookies next time you come. I'm gonna
cookies.
I know I love cookies, except snickerdoodles. Sean's got something to tell you. Tell him, Sean.
Have a good everything, and go have a seat next to each other and go sneeze. It's fun.
It's not gonna let me do it again. We had this problem last week.
Yay!
No yays.
I can't read.
It's the Sean Show.
Hey, See, just me. Oh.
Ah, there you go.